he really picked her. Hello viewers, Gabriel Cooks here. I just got the news, as many Americans have. Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris as his VP running mate. The suspense has been lifted, folks. We all expected him to pick a African-American female, or a minority female for that matter, to run for vice president with him. It was just a matter of who, and now we know. In this video, I want us to take a quick look at her history and if you should look into her run as Vice President of the United States. Let's look at it. So she was born in Oakland, California. She got her degree in law. She worked in various district attorney offices before being elected as the San Francisco District Attorney from 2003 to 2011, then California Attorney General from 2011 to 2016. She then became a U.S. Senator from 2016 to the President, and she also ran in the 2016 election. She ran as a candidate. Helicopters. She dropped out of the 2016 election bid, citing funding issues, and those funding issues were most likely from people learning of her past as a prosecutor, which I'm going to get into. Many criticize her harsh crime punishments for misdemeanors and quality of life crimes. Her policies disproportionately affected minorities. She put in excess of 1,000 people in prison for marijuana possession, and then on stage she laughed when asked if she used it. She called for harsher punishments for the quality of life crimes, including panhandling and truancy, and then she even spearheaded a state law that made it a crime for parents to allow students to miss more than 10% of school days. The punishment for this was a $2,500 minimum fine and a year in jail. Hundreds of parents were imprisoned for this as a result of that, including one who was the sole caretaker of her child who had sickle cell disease. She also used her 3 strikes rule on non-serious crimes as classified by California law. The more people look into her record as a prosecutor, the more they reel in disgust. She doesn't seem to be for helping the minority inner city communities, which are the main people, that's the main base that the Democratic Party would be catering to. She seems to want to put more people in jail. That's what her tenure shows. And so some of the cases that I found that she was involved in, her office was involved in. Case 1, the case of Kevin Cooper. He was accused of murder, and she refused to call for DNA testing, which would have proven whether or not he was guilty. George Gage, an electrician with no prior convictions, who was convicted of sexual abuse. She defended that conviction even after the judge discovered that the prosecutor withheld evidence, including a medical report, which showed that the alleged victim was dishonest with law enforcement, and the mother's repeated statements that the daughter was a pathological liar who, quote, lived her lies. Another case is Daniel Larson. He was sentenced to 28 years to life on a concealed weapon possession charge. And she fought for this even though his lawyer was proven to be incompetent and there was strong, compelling evidence that he was innocent. She lost that case though. She also defended the murder conviction of Johnny Baca, even though the judge found that a prosecutor falsely testified. She has a record of using legal technicalities as weapons against charged individuals. Even if she wants to be taken seriously by the well-informed people who are going to be voting in this election, she has to right her wrongs on these wrongful convictions. That's all I have for today, folks. If you have any more info that you want to share with me or any disagreements with anything I said today, be sure to leave that in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.